Hello everybody, this is Starshot here to welcome you back to another Let's Play of Legend of Heroes. We last left off doing some sneaky work trying to get to the church last night and finding that the Lieutenant, Schwartz, apparently sent us a message to try and speak to the Queen, which we were already doing, so it wasn't much of a side quest, but we are now here in the sewers doing some training. I planned on maybe leveling up until level 30 while also trying to find some of the chests hidden in this area. So let's go ahead and get started. We did just defeat a monster as well that was here and unlock the wall that was blocking us from connecting the two sewers. But now with that gone, we can go over to the other side if we want to as well, but there's plenty more to look around here first. So let's see what we can find today. We already found a new weapon for our big guy here in the back, Zin. But now we need to see if we can find any of the other chests. The chest is so very empty. Yeah, sadly they can't all be winners or funny ones, but it's something. But yeah, of course we have the scissor hands who are weak to arts, so I'll just leave that to our other heroes who are more arts. And of course try and attack it when we can. But yeah, the battles here aren't too bad, and it's a nice way of gaining some extra XP here. And building up our CP too, actually, would be handy.
They messed with the wrong guy.
Okay, so we almost got Joshua here to level 30. I'm not sure if I'll get them to level 60 or not. Or not level 60, level 31. If I want to try working them towards that, but as I said, I do want to try and at least find some of the other treasure chests around, which we've kind of seen here and there, but haven't really found a way to get to them yet. But yeah, so this is, I guess, a bit more of a quieter episode today. Or at least that's how things are starting off so far. Things could change pretty quickly depending on when I finish this up and get to the Coliseum. Let's see, so I guess lately I've been thinking about the Mega Man series lately, since I recently picked up the Legacy Collection, so I've been able to actually play through that a little bit. And of course, the funny thing was, for the Mega Man series, I originally started on Mega Man 6 for the NES. That was the first one I ever played, and I definitely had fun with it, no doubt, but I don't think it really made me a fan of the series until I played Mega Man X. But let me go ahead and open this chest here and face the monsters that show up out of it. But yeah, just as a quick reminder, the best way to deal with large groups is with group magic, especially with how many of them are weak to arts. But yeah, so it was interesting, for me at least, to be able to play through all the original games. Since I did actually play through all of them once back when I got the anniversary collection for the GameCube, which was really nice to have. Let me go ahead and heal up our big guy here, since he's a bit low. And so, like, and for the most part, playing through them again has kind of reminded me how hard the first one was, and how nice it is to be able to have the ability to save before a boss room, especially with the Yellow Devil. The Yellow Devils cause me no end of grief sometimes. Looks like I didn't take care of them all at that time. Oh well. Should be able to just punch them out here. There we go. Yeah, the plasma wave's a bit of a problem, but as long as they're high enough, they should be fine for the most part. I probably should just do a heal here, though. And, so, playing through them again, I definitely have, like, if I were to choose the Mega Man I liked out of the 6 first ones, I would probably have to go with Mega Man 6, really, because I feel it's the most polished, and and kind of like it has all the mechanics. The layouts and stages are fairly diverse and interesting, and then of course also the Rush adapter, being able to transform into either the Rush Jet or Power Suit, I think is fairly fun, and like because I recently, like, I was playing through Mega Man 3, and, like, once I finally beat all the Robot Masters, it's like, okay, finally, time to Wily's castle. And then, oh no, wait, I have to go through 4 of the same stages again that are slightly different, and, oh, cool, Hawkeye. That should be, I think, a new weapon for Oliver here, and there is a note inside. It reads, "Haha, I knew you'd be back." Okay, now we have treasure chests that are taunting us. Oh well, so let me go ahead and equip the new weapon for our friend here. So, you know, like, and then of course trying to face all the previous Robot Masters again from the second game. Like, it's kind of like, I understand why everyone loved the second game, especially for its time. For all the improvements it did over the, no, I think I already went over this way. All the improvements it did, but I definitely think if, you know, like, I think when it came to the bosses, I think that's kind of the biggest thing you have to think about, like how some of the bosses, how you fight some of them. And I feel like it's a bit, like, polarizing, that the enemies you face, you know, that you get to face them again, and so you have to first figure out, okay, what weapons do I have that could possibly hurt these enemies I faced in the last game, even though I don't have the same weapons this time. And so there's that whole thing you have to figure out, along with, you know, the stages, which are even harder to deal with than before. And I guess it didn't help that for whatever reason, the Legacy Collection, for PC, at least what I was dealing with, for some reason was like, slowing down at certain areas. Like, you know, the entire game itself slowed down, and that completely kind of messed up my flow in being able to time my jumps and attacks just right. So, you know, there is that, you know, and like, I guess I would think they would have kind of gotten the idea down about how to port games over by now, with how many times they've ported the Mega Man series. I would think there would be kind of a, like, just a little kit they would hand anyone, is like, okay, try and make this work for whatever systems you want, and make sure it's stable. And like, I'm sure there's probably a lot more work involved than what I'm saying here, since, you know, I'm not an expert, but Still, I would kind of think, I guess it would be nice because in actually some of the research I did for Mega Man, I found out that how they made Mega Man 9, they actually made a new engine for it. That, you know, pretty much... Okay, I think I'm sort of going around in circles now. I think I need to go back. That they created a new engine to make it work in that. So I'm wondering, why don't they try and remake like the original 6 Mega Mans using that system? At least that way it's on a newer engine, and you know, everything just will flow that much better and without, and could probably be much better ported than running the original old systems for it for the NES. Because I guess the idea would be they would want to try and use an emulator. That they would have to create some sort of emulator for all 6 games and whatever UI they kind of wanted them to work in. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You know, I wouldn't mind if they tried to remake the 6 games using that engine they did for 9 and 10. I think it would maybe just help improve things, and you would have a lot less glitches to deal with. Because man, there are, you know, just some of the frame rate issues I had, and like I like in certain areas I would have my character disappear. You know, he would just kind of blink in and out sometimes, and things like that. You know, I'm not certain if it was there for the original game, but still, it was just kind of one of those things that you would hope would be resolved, because it sort of does affect the gameplay, I think. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've been up to, and I'm glad to hear that that Mega Man in almost every Mega Man out, you know, like Mega Man X series, along with the original Mega Man, will come to the Switch as well. I guess I'd be curious if they're also doing Battle Network and Star Force and the Zero series as well, before they finally release Mega Man 11, which, you know, I will be curious to see how it turns out, since it sort of feels like that somewhere along the line they felt like they didn't know what to do with him anymore. Like, fans kept crying out for a new great Mega Man game, but Capcom wasn't quite sure of how to deliver on that, which I think is kind of the same issue with Sonic sometimes. And like, you know, what new gameplay improvements could you give to a series like Mega Man? You know, like, because when X originally came out, it was revolutionary, and I'm not sure why I attacked there, but oh well, I'm a bit on autopilot here since I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. Never the easiest thing to do. You know, when you're trying to, you know, when Mega Man X originally came out, you know, it was of course heralded as kind of like the next great Mega Man game because of, you know, adding in the ability to dash. Just that and wall climb. The two biggest innovations it gave was because it gave new ways to move throughout a game. And I think that's sort of like the slide, when that was first introduced for Mega Man, was definitely another way for him to move, and was definitely much needed, that's for sure. Because I still remember some sections being really annoying without having that slide around. So yeah, I'm still looking around a bit more. I think I'll try at least look around here, and if I can't find any new chests, then I'll probably just say I've gotten everything and run out, or just head back out, since, let's see, if I look at stats here, level 30, level 30, yeah, I think for the most part, I think I've gotten everything I can get. I'm not sure there's any more treasure chests I can find, because I think I'm just treading old ground now. Yeah, I think I'm just treading on ground now, so... Then we go ahead and head back out, and we can get back to the Coliseum here. Right, yeah, I shouldn't be going down, I should be going up here. But yeah, so I think that's sort of what maybe Capcom was missing. Like, the big thing they added to 7 and 8 was that, you know, they updated it with new graphics. They tried to make a more involved story, which Mega Man didn't really have too much of until later on. And, oh, and I could have gone the other way, couldn't I? Oh well, too late now. And, yeah, added new story, and then of course they added auto with the whole shop. You know, you could buy items to help balance things out a bit more. And they, of course, try to add more things for Mega Man to do within the stages. So, like, for the most part, they added plenty of more things to do, but they didn't really add things to change Mega Man himself in 7. But since they were working in a fairly new... since they were kind of in uncharted territory for this version of Mega Man, and I guess they sort of felt like, oh, of course, I guess I'm getting a bit surrounded here now. Since they already had a Mega Man with plenty of new things and a new style that they had created, I sort of feel like maybe that was Mega Man's downfall. You know, that they continued with the original Mega Man even though they had a new Mega Man X. That, you know, that they thought they could just continue as like a side story or a spin-off to Mega Man, which, like, I don't think that it really is how it should have worked out. They probably should have found some sort of way to kind of let Mega Man like, I think they kind of maybe made too many Mega Mans. Like, I think they should have tried to keep their focus on one series at a time, unless they had a really, really good, cool idea to utilize that they want to make, like they did in Battle Network, with having the whole RPG, Pokemon collecting chips thing with, you know, those active battles. You know, I thought that was a pretty good idea, and it was like a wholly different game from Mega Man. So, like, I feel like that was a good way to do a spin-off. But, yeah, Mega Man X was not its spin-off. You could just say it was the next game after 6. And I'm sure a lot of people would kind of agree with you in that case, for the most part. But they instead decided to keep going with Mega Man, and they sort of saw the backlash from doing that. You know, with trying to continue with the Mega Man even though they already had a bigger Mega Man, a bigger and better Mega Man in X.
Enjoy the show.
So, yeah, it was definitely one of those things that Capcom maybe should have, like, if they wanted to do a spin-off of Mega Man, they should have made a completely different genre in the game, instead of making another action platformer. You know, that would be kind of what I would tell Capcom if they hadn't already heard before. But of course, all that's in the past now, so I should probably get out of the sewers because you're probably, you know, I need to get to move on with the story. But yeah, so I'm definitely will be excited to pick up 11 when I can. I will be curious to see if they try to do anything new. And wait, didn't I come through here? Oh yeah, I think I came through here, didn't I? I'm sorry. It definitely is a bit of a confusing area, the sewers. I mean, it doesn't help that I keep distracting myself. I need to try and find one of these areas or doorways I enter that will lead me out of here. Well, here we go, finally. Finally made some progress and got out of there. Of course, now that we're a little bit low, we might want to try resting up at the inn before we head out to the arena. Actually, I guess they might just fully heal us if we go anyway, but actually, let me just go to a cafe. Or, no, actually, here's the inn right here. There we go. Finally. Well, I think we should be ready. Being level 30 should help. You could always grind more if you want. Get some more seeps and all that. But we should be pretty good. I got plenty of still recipes and items I can use to heal up. I guess I could always see about making one. Or making some if I have any stuff still. Like this crepe here. Let's see, heals for 700. That's not too bad. How many can I make? Oh, I can actually make quite a few, so let's go ahead and make 10 here. And that should be good for now. Welcome everyone to the Grand Arena! Please note that tournament participants are asked to remain within the arena's walls until the end of today's matches. Have you made all the necessary preparations for a day of hot action? I'm not quite sure why he has to keep saying hot there. Excellent, excellent! Your waiting room is in the blue team's room, just inside the hall on the right. Fight well. Looks like it's just us in here. This waiting room feels awfully big right now. Well, it actually is a pretty big room. Team sports events and circuses alike used to be held here. But that was back in time when gladiators fighting monsters was a man's only source of entertainment. Interesting. I guess that would explain the size if there were circus animals in here. I must say, it certainly doesn't measure up to an imperial opera house, but even so, it's about the size of an outdoor concert venue, and that's certainly acceptable. Excuse us for being less gaudy than you imperialists. I think we may have gotten here a little too early, though. We still got a sizable chunk of time before the match starts. Really? Waiting around for your match to start really does get kind of boring. So why don't we walk around the grounds for a little while then? Works for me. We're gonna go out for a walk, guys. Sure, just make sure you're here in time for the match. Well, what new turn of events is this? I thought for sure that you'd go with them. I just get the feeling that something's changed between the two of them. Some type of step forward. Hello, Mr. Observant. They've definitely been feeling some pressure from the matches, but today they seem a lot more relaxed. Oh, to be that young again, eh? But are they really ready for the feelings that well up from within them? Even if they are not, the feelings are surely ready for them. Such delightful awkwardness. I look forward to what comes of it. I really just don't get you. Shudder. Something wrong? Are you feeling alright? I'm okay. I just got the chills all of a sudden. Like someone is talking about us or plotting something. I think I can guess who that is. So, now we get to look around. I'm not really sure what much there is, but I'm guessing if they kind of allow this, then there's some sort of story thing going on. Like we can hear. We can talk to all our friends from the Bracer Guild. Well, this seems fairly in-depth for what he's talking about. Why do I feel like Kurt's gonna be a problem for us in the future after explaining us he, it has amnesia and doesn't know what happened. Because, like, I've watched enough TV to kind of know when, like, you know, when they try to use, like, a sleeper agent or mind control or something like that. And since we're still not quite sure how they controlled, or I guess we're sort of not sure how far the Black Men's control goes, you know, we'll have to see how the story progresses today. But yeah, I guess for the most part I just was here to talk to most of the regulars we are familiar with. But yeah, oh, and here's even the professor too. Yeah, and but for the most part none of them have, I think, anything big to talk about, but you know, I'll at least let it go long enough for you, some of you guys to try and read it, but I feel like I should probably just move on and try and progress the story here. I guess we should check up on the Duke. Oh, here we go. Oh, Estelle, Joshua, is that you? Mayor Claus? What brings you here? It's good to see you both again. Scheherazade told me that you'd gone traveling all over the kingdom. You've certainly grown up nicely in the time since we last met. Thank you very much. Well, I can't speak for myself, really, but you certainly seem as chipper as ever, Mr. Mayor. It's kind of refreshing to see. Ah, well, I won't let you young folks beat me just yet. So, I hear that you two made it all the way to the championships in this big martial arts competition. I may be a little old for such things, but I came to watch. You came all the way from Roland for that? No. Actually, I got an invitation out of the blue to a dinner party at Gransel Castle. I only arrived in Gransel this morning, came by way of an airliner. No way! Ah, I think I get it. The invitation came from Duke Duan, right? Oh, you know of it? I was originally planning to attend a birth ceremony for this married couple and then journey here. But this lady officer approached me out of nowhere and told me that I was invited to this dinner party. One guess as to who that was. Yeah, it had to be Captain Amelia. Sadly, my wife's just not much of the traveling sort. So I didn't have much choice but to come here by myself. Ah, she's not here? Pardon me, Mayor. There is a chance that we may also be attending that dinner party. Oh? And Estelle and Joshua explained that the Duke had stated that the winner of the competition would receive a formal invitation to the party. Ah, I see. Well, that explains it. It hardly seems appropriate to call for a dinner party when Her Majesty is taken ill. But if you two will be there, I might not feel quite so awkward. So that just means that you'll have to try that much harder to win. You bet. We'll try our best to meet your expectations. I think I'm going to find myself a seat then. Best of luck to the both of you. I can't believe he's going to be at the dinner party too. You think Mayor Maybell will be there as well? It seems likely. There will probably be a lot of influential people in attendance. Well. We'll just need to focus on winning our match, and then we'll see everyone there. Sounds good. Speaking of which, it's almost time. Let's return to the waiting room. Okay. Well, that's kind of nice. We actually get to meet up with all the people we've seen through our journey at the dinner party. If we can win this one, which I think we're supposed to. Yeah, excuse me. Bit congested today. Oh, it looks like the Duke and Colonel Richard are showing up together today. Indeed. Maybe he's here to watch his subordinates compete. Oh, so that's the Royal Army's darling of the public, eh? He's handsome enough and well-groomed. He looks like the capable sort. Yeah, I guess so. He doesn't seem to bear much resemblance to when I saw him in Boys, at least in terms of character. But what indeed can one do? I suppose that he is worthy of being considered a rival to the great Oliver Lenhelm. I doubt he's worried about that. Looks like it's starting. Sorry. We must apologize to everyone for the long wait. We now open the final day of the martial arts competition's full contact matches. This arena has been abuzz with preparations and fighting for the better part of a week now. And it all culminates right here and right now. Which team will seize ultimate victory this day? Without further ado, I present the fight card for the championship match. Southside Blue Team from the Kelvard Republic. Captain is Zin. Northside Red Team from the Royal Army Intelligence Division Special Forces. Captain is Second Lieutenant Laurence. Alright, we're up. Finally. Ha! I trust everyone is ready to put everything into this. For tears or for laughter, that this is it. Game faces, guys. Well, let's go ahead and make our, let's do this then. Everyone we fought so far has been about as tough as tapioca. That and half this team is a pair of rookies. I doubt they'll be able to stand up to us. Don't be so sure. Both of them are part of the Bracer Guild. Indeed. We've been reading up on them. Good. Now stay focused and don't underestimate them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, what are those guys grousing about over there? Just let them be, Estelle. If they're covering their faces like that, I can't imagine they have much in the way of self-confidence. Since they lack my dazzling good looks, there's probably a lot of sniping and backbiting in their ranks. What the hell's that supposed to mean? I'll have you know, I'm considered very attracted to women. Second Lieutenant Laurence, right? What is it, boy? Joshua? That sword technique. No, never mind. Best of luck. And to you. Hey, don't let their talk get you all depressed. We're about to start. We now begin the final match of the martial arts competition. Both teams go to your starting places. Adios be with you. Ready? Begin! Well, this is definitely going to be a hard fight if they attack like we've seen them before in the past. So the biggest thing to be able to do would be to try and hit them all with our arrow arts right away, if possible. And it looks like there aren't any buffs or criticals we can take advantage of, so the question will be when's the best time to make use of our craft moves. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. Oh yeah, the one I would, of course, want to make sure I do would be the Earl Blast. And yeah, I forget what I have on standard for him, but I'll just go ahead and use it now while I have the chance. Since I have it at max here. And just in case, I figured I would make use of her and try and deal with one of them at least. I'm not sure if this will take care of them or not, but I'll go for this one here since he's the lowest right now. I don't want all of them attacking at the same time if possible. Well, I got him down. Wait, seriously? Well, that's not... Oh, great. And they can heal each other, too. At least not by too much, but I'll definitely need to try and do more area effects to take care of them. And the red guy can heal. Great. This is definitely going to take a lot more than I figured. No, that's probably not going to hit. Since they're going to be probably out of the way, so... So definitely area arts will be very helpful in this case. If they can heal and revive each other, that's going to be a real problem in the future. Yeah, it looks like we almost got them down too, so... So let me just go ahead and make use of his special art here. And that should take care of most of them right now. There we go. Well, that's one problem taken care of. With most of them down, now it's just Laurence here who we have to deal with. And his body splitting, apparently. And have to get rid of that Earth Guard if we're gonna make any progress. Yeah, at this point I think I'll just keep it to single target ones. And just focus on him now since his clones don't really do much. Other than just kind of distract us from hurting him. And it looks like I'll finally have to heal Estelle here.
Let me show you the true essence of beauty.
Figured I would make use of his too. And hopefully he'll heal himself instead of going after Estelle here. Okay, yeah, his body split isn't super powerful, so... Or it has a lot less power than what he was doing in the last matches. But let me go ahead and give her an Earth Guard just to keep her alive. But at least I can heal her up now, so... Yeah, I'll just single target here. Yeah, this Laurence really likes using his arts, doesn't he? Of course, he can heal himself from what we saw before. Yeah, it looks like I'll have to at least continue using a bit of arts just so that the body double here can go down too. Let's go ahead and use a morale here. Actually, I would prefer it if she were a bit closer, just to hit Joshua too. Okay, yeah, it looks like I'm not going to get much damage in attack-wise, so I have to rely on my arts here if I'm going to do anything. Of course, except for him, since he's a bit more powerful in that regard. Well, it's nice that he's willing to help heal his clone. You know, because I guess that's kind of the funny thing in some of those shows or Japanese or animes or things like that. They always talk about kind of how one should treat one's clone instead of just being like a backup. Oh, here we go. Or actually, yeah, I wanted to do a morale boost here.
Come on.
Well, almost down. Should be able to just attack here and... Or not, if he's not strong enough, but this should do it. There we go.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh good, the body double goes down too.
That's that then. Let's move out.
So, it looks like all that training really did pay off, huh? And plenty of seep to go with it. KO! Winner is Zin's team! It can't be! We're the best of the best that the Special Ops have to offer. How could we lose? Bah, we're beaten. Yahoo! We won! We really won! And I'm exhausted. Now, the winning team will be blessed with a few words from Duke Dewan. Representing the team will be Zin Velkov. Please come forward. Yes, sir. Wow, you look even bigger up close. Are all Easterners as huge as you? No, I'm a little outside the ordinary. I just ate well, slept well, and trained diligently ever since I was very young. I'm the way I am because I tend to think about everything very carefully and deeply. I see, I see. I like you, Zin. Allow me to present you with the prize of 100,000 Mira and the invitation to the dinner party. Thank you very much, sir. Nice. Adios shine her light and glory upon you and your friends. My beloved citizens, let's hear a big round of applause for the victors! An interesting conclusion, I would say. Lieutenant Laurence, you truly have no shame. His Excellency must surely be ashamed to see his men beaten by such a rabble. Was all that posturing just for show? I am indeed shamed. Come now, Amethea. You needn't criticize him so. Truth be told, I myself asked Laurence to hold back. What? It would behoove any member of the Intelligence Division not to put all of his strengths on display. And in this instance, it works to our benefit that the others win the championship. I see. His Grace, too, seems taken with the Easterner. He'll serve as an ample distraction. Still, it is a pity. If Lieutenant Schwartz or General Morgan had participated, the show would have been far more dramatic. Surely you jest, sir. If you truly wanted the tournament to be more dynamic, perhaps you should have participated yourself. The likes of Julia are no match for your strength, after all. I don't think quite that highly of my skill with the sword. I doubt I would be able to defeat the second lieutenant here if he fought as hard as he could either. Hardly, sir. I believe you somewhat overestimate my strength. I'm nothing but an unrefined former Jaeger in a used soldier's uniform. I beg to differ. I have confidence in my ability to judge the strength of others. And about the only person I could see being able to fight you on equal terms would be him. Speaking of whom, his children will shortly be entering Gransel Castle. Shouldn't we be taking some sort of steps to deal with them? Leave them be. We'll honor the arrangement with the Duke. And besides, it's far too late for the Bracy Guild to cause us any real trouble. But, sir, Laurence, how far along would you gauge the plan's progress? Just over 90%, sir. I'm certain I'll be able to guide you to our destination within the next few days. Excellent. A new dawn fast approaches for this kingdom. And even if I must endure the stigma of treason, I shall pave the way for the glorious morrow. Phew, now that was one hell of a fight. I had no clue that Lieutenant Laurence was so frickin' strong. Yes, I think we got lucky. Even now it's hard to believe. I don't like it. Huh? It's nothing. More importantly, that fancy shindig is supposed to be happening tonight. From what I understand, it's going to run late into the night, so they're setting up rooms for us. Ah, most generous of them. Rubbing shoulders with all those stuffy shirts and sure to chafe in the worst way in uncomfortable places. But dining, liberal royal dining, the very prospect of such decadence. Look at me. My mouth can barely contain itself. Where's my handkerchief? It's getting on your... Ah, gross! It's good to see that you haven't lost your sense of perspective, Oliver. Indeed. Let us be off then. Off to gorge our souls upon the 7 courses of courtly affection. Oh, that's the plan, is it? Well, well, fancy meeting you here. You son of a bitch. You wander all over the place every damn day and leave me wondering what the hell you're up to. Have you gone completely mad? What possessed you to participate in a martial arts competition? Oh, come now, my dear Mueller. There's no need to crease your lovely face with such an ill-tempered expression. After all, it is not true that good fortune comes to those who favor those around them with a smile. I am smiling. Is it just me, or do you recognize that uniform? Yeah, looks like the Imperial military to me. He looks like he could be a tough one to take on in a fight, too. I don't believe we've met. My name is Mueller. I just recently appointed as the resident military officer at the Ebonian Embassy. I've known this whack job for a very long time. One might even call us schoolyard chums. Fret not over his dark demeanor. Without it, his presence wouldn't light up the room the way it does. Okay, you really need to shut up now. Right. Ahem. Now, where was I? From the looks of things, this fellow has caused you some trouble. As a representative of the Ebonian Embassy, I sincerely apologize. Oh, it's okay. He hasn't really been a bother. Actually, he was a big help to us in the tournament. Oliver? Did you deliberately try to keep your participation in the tournament a secret from the embassy? Oh, perish the thought. No, rather I simply never told them. How is that any different from hiding it? But okay, fine. What's done is done. Now though, we're going back to the embassy. Yes, you're coming with me. Eh? Please, do wait a moment. We have all been invited to a delightful, indeed wondrous dinner party. Delightful and wondrous, eh? Sounds nice. Too bad you won't be attending. You're going to be confined to the embassy for a little while. Are you serious? When do I ever joke? Oh, cruel fate. Truly you drive a knife into my very heart. The promise of this dinner party has been all that helped me maintain my will to live. You know, I actually kind of feel bad for him. Is it really that big a deal if you let him go to the party? What's your reasoning behind this? I knew I could count on you. Ah, but how lovely a thing is true friendship. Such warmth and affection as opposed to the cruel frigidity of my schoolyard chum. I don't think you folks really understand just how serious this is. But try to picture this. A dinner party populated by royalty and its influential guests from across the country. And also in attendance an arrogant fool who never shuts his mouth because his foot is lodged so far into it. And if they found out that this uncouth imbecile was an Embonian citizen... My beautiful and gracious comrades, why have you suddenly fallen so silent? I'm sorry, Oliver. But he does kind of have a point. Yes, your usual behavior might not be appreciated in the royal castle. True. We wouldn't want to start an international incident, would we? You would turn on me so easily? The war only ended 10 years ago. Relations between our countries can still be strained at times. You'll just have to grin and bear it, Oliver. Please, Mueller, hear me out. I'm sorry that I didn't say anything before, you know, when you... This isn't a debate. My dinner party! My royal cuisine! Is this really okay? I can't say I really like it, but the facts are the facts. Well, there's nothing much we can do about it now. We'll just have to enjoy ourselves twice as much in order to make up for him not being able to join us. Oh well, I guess you're right. Let's get our stuff together and go to Grancel Castle then. And with that, you'll just have to join us next time when we attend the fancy dinner party at the castle. So until then, have fun gaming.